Welcome back to the channel. Wow, another beautiful day here in Michigan. I'm so happy about the weather. That sure is nice here. I want to make this tire not so flat on this M670 Super Diesel. Yeah, it's got a slow leak. It doesn't leak that bad. I want to move this tractor, and it's nice and warm out, so I figured this would be a good day to start this tractor up. I want to put it under the lean-to, put it where the U302 Super Diesel is. That's, you know, basically the brother to this tractor. This is one of those that I got from that guy that you know, painted his tractors maroon. Well, between me and my dad, we bought 5 tractors from that guy, his grandson actually, and 3 of the 5 were this color. So the other one was a 4-star, which I sold to a friend of mine, Jacob. On the other, speaking of the maroon ones, he's grading the driveway. So he wanted to, and I was like, sweet, I got other stuff I can do, so I'll let him do that. So what I'm thinking here, I don't know, what I should have done probably was start the tractor up, then pump the tire up while it's warming up, or, you know, clearing itself out. There he goes again. Doing a fine job, son. That's a nice running tractor once she warms up. Runs smooth, doesn't smoke at all. Just, you know, for a 4-cylinder diesel, it runs pretty smooth. We all know that a 6-cylinder seems to run smoother, and I don't know if that's because of balance, or you know, it's easier to balance a 6-cylinder than it is a 4-cylinder, inline 4-cylinder. I don't know. Maybe you guys that are, you know, more into the finer mechanical things, you know, or better at math, I don't know, whatever, you can make a comment. But anyways, yeah, we're almost there. At least we're getting close. It's probably enough to move it, but oh, that's my air chuck leaking, not the valve core. Oh, there's Heidi. Hey, where you going? You gotta stay close to the house. Huh? You gonna stay close? Heidi, what are you? You are German short hair and blue tick. That's right. In case you were wondering. Took me a second to remember. You know, I bought one of them clamp, you know, the air chucks that you just clamp on there and you can walk away. I don't know what I did with it yet. Alright. We're gonna call that good enough. Good enough for who it's for. That's what Nicholas would say. No, he didn't make that up, but okay. Well, we'll take that out. I got to replace the quick coupler on the main supply line. I don't know if you guys can hear that thing leaking, but holy cow, that's absolutely terrible. There it is. Oh, I wonder about me sometimes. Oh well. I need to upgrade compressor sometime. A buddy of mine's got a nice huge one, four cylinders on an air compressor, but it's 3-phase. I don't have 3-phase power here, but that would be interesting. Something with that many cylinders, I think a guy could do some sandblasting. It's just getting the power to it. First, I'd have to, you know, replace the 3-phase electric motor that's on it with a single phase. They don't give them things away. All right. That tractor looks a lot smarter, even though it's red, when it's sitting levelish. Okay, I gotta find a battery for it. Eeny, meeny, miny, yo mo. So, all right. Well, I'll grab a battery for it. Then I'll be back, and we'll fire this one up. We better check the oil on it first, though. That's between the high and the low. That's better than way over high. You know what? I'll probably just take the battery off this 302 here real quick. I'm gonna steal your battery. For those who don't know, these old diesels, the battery's only there to start it. It doesn't need a battery to run. Most of you know that, I assume. So, as long as he doesn't shut it off, because then he's gonna holler for Dad. But, all right, we better check the fuel on this thing too. Oh, I probably should tighten that up, because I think it leaks a little bit of fuel. Check the oil already. All right, let's see if we can find me a clean-ish stick. Okay. Lots of fuel for this. All right. I think the fuel's still on. Yeah. Okay. So, like, you know, this is a 1970. Of course, it's the wrong color. I know. This one will be repainted. This tractor, when I went and looked at it, it had a loader on it. Okay. But you'll notice there's no hydraulic pump. On the Supers M670s, the hydraulic pump is located right here. So, and it should have the, the later model hydraulics on it. Yeah, it had a loader on it, but it had a rear mounted, on the PTO hydraulic pump. That, that's what it used here. This one has dual PTO, which is not a very common on an M670. So they had a PTO pump here, and they actually had mounted back here, it was a counterweight and a hydraulic reservoir. It was an old metal milk can. I don't know if they probably went by pounds. How many pounds it would hold? 100 pounds maybe of milk. I don't know if there was 30 gallons. What's milk weigh? 7 or 8 pounds a gallon, isn't it? It's been a while since I needed to know that. So I am sure this tractor has not run since had it been last fall when I parked this. I haven't tried to start it when she's been cold out. I'm gonna have to grab that can of summer air. I'm sure she's gonna want it. Yeah. This guy, I can remember when we went and looked at it, he liked to give it ether. So it seems like tractors that once you start using ether, they kind of need them. So, all right, we'll make sure she's in neutral. Give her some throttle. We'll give her a little sniff of the good stuff. good for it. We'll take her for a little spin. I have a hydraulic pump for this tractor. The only thing I haven't located, I may just have to have made, is the hydraulic lines. But I did buy a pump and a couple lines, but I gotta make some more. Pump goes here, hooks up there. The line there. Another big one I gotta hook up. Where's it at? It's somewhere here. Needs a new tag. Get repainted as well. Took a little miss in her, but she hasn't ran in a while. It'll clear up, but it just takes a little while. What this tractor is, so the apple torque works slow. Considerably longer than the 302. I don't want to bump into my UTS there. I don't remember the brakes. for a little bit longer here. Let's go check the water real quick. Yeah, I didn't feel a whole lot in there, so I don't think we'll let it run too much longer, but cool. We'll take the battery back out of this one and put it back in that 302. Put this back in the 302. Please. Tough guy. We'll put this one back in this tractor. We'll leave that side unhooked for now. But yeah, cool thing, 1970. Yeah, I gotta decide what I'm gonna do with this. They cut the axle off. I'll shut that one off, turn the key off. Well, no matter if you turn the key off or not. No battery on it, but all right. Yep. Pretty sweet. There. Now maybe you can hear me a little better. But anyways, what I was saying, that axle's cut off. This had that loader on it. And apparently, what the story I got was they had a narrow opening they had to get through, and it was just that much too wide. So instead of doing something different, they just cut that axle off. So, which it's not the end of the world. If I could find a broken one, I would weld that on there, because that'll never hold any weight out there. I just want it for looks, you know. So it had, you know, or a guy, you know what he could do, and nobody would ever know it. You had to take it off the tractor probably. Have this machined flat. You know, maybe I could have my mechanical engineering guy get a lathe and, you know, cut that off and, you know, turn it and make it look just like this. Nobody would really know, and that would probably, boy, it'd be nice if you could do it right on there, and that'd be really the cheapest. But instead of, or just buy another axle and put it in there. There's plenty of M670 axles around. Boy, I think they're just a hair smaller than a 900, I think. But I would assume that this is the same size as a 602. Don't quote me. I didn't look. M5, you know, possibly. Who'd have to measure them? You know, the difference might be length, or, you know, once you get inside the housing here. So, you know, to change that, you'd have to take the whole hydraulic unit off. So you get down to the bull gear and all that would have to come off, and you know, slide that out. Because I'm pretty sure the bull gear is fastened somehow to the end of the axle there. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. Wow, with the leaves off the trees, there's my red nose U TS. That's in there. The other ZB is in there. But another question somebody had was about my narrow front tractors. I've told stories about how I don't have many narrow front tractors. I don't keep them around most of the time. But this R is an exception. That was my uncle's, same uncle that owned my 69 302. I'm keeping that around because that's, you know, a family thing. You know, I'm awful careful with my kids. I don't let them ride the narrow fronts. I haven't taken the time, and maybe that's my fault, of teaching them about narrow fronts, as in how to be more careful. They're tippier. You know, a dead furrow or something, they can tip over pretty easy. And the reason I'm saying all this, and when my wife was in 6th grade, I think I was in 7th grade, she was in 6th grade. My wife was involved in a tractor accident where a girl got killed. The girl that was there was multiple kids and an adult on that tractor, and I don't know all the details. Other was a farm mall that hits, you know, some kind of uneven ground. Tractor flipped over, and the girl that was driving was one of my wife's best friend. It flipped over on her and basically suffocated her. I mean, without going into too many details, my wife dug herself out. She has a small scar on her ankle from it, and ran and got help. It was a very traumatic situation, so that is why of the narrow fronts. The couple other narrow fronts I have, I got that ZB with a narrow, the ZTU has a narrow. Those two I plan on also keeping. I'm going to keep them as they are as well. There's a ZAU out back, that off-colored yellow one. That's a narrow front. That it won't stay here forever. We have a nice one out to the farm. So that is why all about my narrow fronts. There's nothing, you know, personally against them. I just do that and keep my kids off them to make my wife a little bit happier, if, you know, in that situation. So thankfully my wife is okay with me with all these tractors around here, or I should say okay, tolerates, because, you know, and that's why you'll never see her in a video of her on a tractor. She won't even sit on one. So, and I don't push the issue, because that won't work out for me in the end. So that's what's going on there. So that's, you know, that's 25, 30 years ago already, but I'm sure she, you know, remembers that like it was yesterday. So, okay, well, there's your introduction to the 1970 M670 Super. Yep, it runs. We need to start this one up too, just to run it. This is my Jetstar 67 Jetstar 3 Super Diesel. That just needs a battery in it, and we can probably start that one up, but we'll do that in a different video. What's that, Jake? You say something to me? Oh, airplane! Okay. Anyways, this tractor, I knew the former owner of this tractor. Actually, I know the guy who put this motor is not original to this tractor. It is a 206 diesel like it's supposed to have in there, but of course you can see it's different color. It's supposed to be an all yellow, which I don't know if his name is Luke, if he still has. That one needs seat cushions too. But anyways, I knew a little bit of the backstory of the motor, and this was at Polk's auction a couple years ago or more in the fall. And the reason I know it was the fall, because I was at a football game that, you know, Polk's fall auction is around Labor Day. So this was, I think, was that game Thursday or Friday? I think it was Thursday afternoon because of the holiday weekend. They played it Thursday afternoon. It was closer to Detroit, and I'm gonna tell you what, it was hot. And well, anyways, that's why I bid on this thing online. Probably paid a little more than I wanted to, but I did because I knew the backstory. And it's not a bad looking tractor. It really could use some paint. It'll run real well, but it does have a little bit of, I want to say the upper end makes a little more sound that I'd like to hear. Like, you know, like, I don't want to call it a knock, but a little rattle in there. I don't know if it's a, you know, piston, you know, wrist pin, or that's what Luke was thinking, that maybe they had some wrist pin issues or something. He didn't work on that. So I know he said he had the pump done, injectors, a few other things too, if I remember correctly. But that's why I bought this one. These are nowhere near as rare as the 302 diesels. You know, 302, I just saw somebody comment that they said that there was 168. Nope, there's 190. I didn't comment on that guy's post, but you know, I have a serial number list. I've seen number 1, and I know where the serial plate for 190 is, and they went in numerical order. But anyways, oh shoot, now I want to say they made, was it 300? Okay, I'm not mistaken about the 302 diesels. I'll show you them real quick right here. Yeah, and there's no jumping in the Super 302 diesels. Number 1, all the way to 190. Jetstar 3 diesel. See, just give me a second here. I don't think they made a low band. I've never seen one. A low band U302 diesel. They made them in gasoline and LP gas, and according to the records, they didn't separate them very well. I'm sure there is something around, but the Jetstar 3, they did make diesel in the early and late. So they made the Jetstar 3 diesels, super and not super, from 1964 all the way through 1970, and they made 711 of them. Or would that be actually 710? Because there's not a all zero one. So whatever. You know what I'm saying? So there's either 710 or 711. So in Minneapolis Moline terms, 700 and whatever is not rare. If it was a John Deere or Chevrolet, that's ultra rare. Ooh, hen's teeth. That's just the way it is. So. All right, well, there's a little more history. This book here, this is kind of a, I don't want to say it's a serial number Bible, to me. This, here we go. This, I can't remember who this is written by, and I think it says right here. Lloyd McRae, Field Service Supervisor for White New Item, 1993. That feller put all this together, so it's kind of neat. It's got White, Hart Par, Oliver, Cletrack, Twin City, Minneapolis Moline, White, Oliver stuff. Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff in here. Anything had to do with those. Right there it says 1901 through 1991. So I think it was it 92 when AGCO bought out White Farm Equipment? I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Anyways, it was right around then. But so somebody put that guy Lloyd there put a lot of work in gathering all that information. But there's corn pickers and manure spreaders and windrowers and combines and all kinds of stuff, information in there. So all right, well, I'm gonna see if my wife wants to go for a walk. That's kind of our thing we like to do. It's when we get to talk, and and it's good exercise, so I can get rid of that Dairy Queen ice cream I ate. So all right, well, I appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you in the next one.